new edition for
Here
today at
last
least.
week. I was here
Um,
last.
all right, whatever, man. But I was on vacation last week. You actually weren't here. So
2 weeks ago.
today we got "Levitating" by Dua Lipa and Dababy. Interesting collab. Not really sure how this is gonna sound, but interested to see how it sounds. And yeah, let's get into it. Oh yeah, basically we mute ourselves while listening. All right. So that was "Levitating" by Dua Lipa and Dababy. Joseph, what are your thoughts?
So first thoughts right off the bat, very, very catchy song, very like dance, I
Oh
see
yeah.
this in, you know, years later when clubs finally back open, like being like a song to like dance to. But for some reason, since we don't really have that anymore, I see this like going up on TikTok and being really successful on there. Definitely two different aspects of genres that collide on this song that worked actually not bad. The baby didn't do too much. He had like a small verse, and then you kind of heard him in some ad libs, but worked very well. I was very surprised, and it mixed very well. That his kind of like that rap style, but then also fit in with the kind of the pop dance kind of vibe that Dua Lipa has, and it worked well. I was very surprised. This reminds me of Camila Cabello and DaBaby's "My Oh My" that was surprisingly amazing. That like two aspects of two different genres like totally like working. But yeah, I liked it. I don't think it would go on my playlist. I don't think it would fit necessarily. But if this was something that I would like just I listen to, if it was on like today's hits or like someone played it, I would not mind. It worked well, and I think this is definitely I could see someone or like people like making like very like TikToks about this and being very successful on there. So
What is it? 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Not bad, not bad. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Not bad. It wasn't too
Nice.
bad.
Nice. All right, what do you think, Luke?
Yeah, I'd agree
Yeah.
with an 8 out. Overall, I was very surprised to see this collab at all. I was not really I'm a Dua Lipa fan,
Yeah.
but Little Baby, I feel like he's a little bit of a I don't see them matching. But in this song, it was more like a summer camp vibe kind of song. I feel like I've heard a lot of these kind of songs this year, and overall, it's a very hyped up song. And in this day and age, you need a hyped up song, especially in this time with all the sensitivity going around. And yeah, you need a song like this, and you can staying out of politics, staying out of all the sad news going on in the world. You need a song like this, and I'm trying to make it not sound corny, but you know what? There's no way to not do that.
It's
Overall,
true though.
yeah, very.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I heard it from Joseph, Sean. It's okay. You don't have to hop on every bandwagon. But I agree with Joseph. 8 out of 10, and pretty good song. Pretty good song.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a dope song. I could have seen Bruno Mars on this, bro. Bruno Mars would have killed this. Um, yeah, I think it's good. The baby did good. He did better than I thought he would. Dua Lipa did good. It had a really nice vibe. Yeah, I don't got nothing negative to say about it. Pretty generic for her, but she's kind of pushing this really groovy pop style. Kind of going, in a nice
Yeah.
direction. I get the song, yeah, 8 out of 10 too. It definitely, it's not a 10 or anything like that, but 8.5 out of 10. I like the baby's part. Like I said, even like the opening part where he just comes in and then she starts right away, where she's going like na 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 na, like ascending kind of her tone or whatever. I don't know. That was super dope. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I'll probably add it to my playlist. We'll see. What do you think, Coleman?
Um, I thought it was a pretty generic song. Definitely feel like it's a song I've heard 100 different versions of on the radio before. Nothing really about it to me was like super like, oh, that's unique. You could definitely
I could
tell
see
it's a
that.
Dua Lipa song. Like it definitely is in her lane.
Yeah.
So as far as like Dua Lipa, she definitely brought like the bop element. So it's definitely like a bop worthy song. But like I said, I just feel like I've heard like 100 different versions of that same song before on the radio. But it is a song I definitely see being played on the radio. I think the baby. I think the baby getting on that song was a perfect move for streams and listens because that's just a weird combo, and they bring two different sides of the spectrum as far as fan bases. So you're gonna get double the streams anyways. But I don't think he had that great of a verse. I thought it was a weird. I don't know. I just don't feel like that kind of beat, that kind of style suits him very well. And he tried his best.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
awful, but it wasn't something that like you have that stank face on. You know what I mean? But no, I
True.
mean
Yeah.
overall,
Yeah.
I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. I 100% hear this being played on the radio, but I'm trying to think of what song it is. But there's another song. It might even be by Dua Lipa that I swear, like
I
it
know.
reminded me
I
exactly
know.
of it. It was either Dua Lipa or Katy Perry. One of them made a song that sounds just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good
You
song,
know,
but
it's
it's definitely a good
Go ahead.
song, but it's definitely a song that when you listen to it, you kind of heard it before. You know what I mean? You kind of listen to it like, oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
But
Yeah,
let's
that's
be
so
honest.
true.
Let's be honest here, guys. What new song coming out nowadays doesn't sound like a song we haven't heard of?
Yeah, that's
It seems
facts.
like
I feel like it depends on
nowadays,
the artist.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it really does. Like The Weeknd, I mean, he's bringing back the '80s vibe, and I mean, certain voices are more iconic than others, but I feel like overall style wise, it genres keep being repeated over and over again in certain time periods,
Yeah.
especially the '80s and '90s, and pop is being repeated, and I feel like now we have nothing left. I can't talk. Nothing left to turn to except the past with music, and whether
It's
people
true.
realize it or not, it's amazing to me how like you can listen to bands like The Weeknd and not know bands in the '80s. I really don't understand. Like it might just be our generation just being ignorant, and we're like the only people that know this kind of stuff because we actually do our research. But when I heard, like, it's amazing to me. When I heard Billie Eilish never heard of Van Halen, I lost so much. I didn't really like her to begin with because everything it's like blue haired stuff, dude. All the I would get blue hair if I listened to her music on the daily. But dude, honestly, when I heard that, I lost so much respect for her. And what's so sad is I see that with so many of our colleagues in our generation. No one knows any of this stuff anymore, and they're revisiting it, and it's even sadder because we're going back to that genre in the '80s and '90s, and they don't
Yeah.
even know any of the bands from that
It's
period of time.
that's
It's so weird.
that it's so true. But I also see it this way too. It's kind of really smart of artists repeating genres because their parents are the ones that grew up on the 80s and
Yes.
90s.
Yeah.
So you repeat the same genre, you're getting both their parents and this new generation
Yeah.
both to listen.
Yeah.
I think that's really smart for like The Weeknd or like Dua Lipa going back to it because that gives like our parents, like let's say like, oh, this sounds like a song from like back in the day. What song
Yeah.
is it? And it also gives our generation like, oh, this is a new song from somebody currently from our generation.
Yeah.
So I think it's really smart how like kind of if they were repeating it sucks because it
Oh, yeah.
sounds the same, but like I could see how that could be really smart streams wise.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
sure.
how it is, and especially when these artists are doing modern '80s or '90s music, or some even like '60s or '50s. Not a lot, but I'm sure some are.
No, not '60s and '50s.
All right, I'm
John.
sure some are, but
no, I'm sorry.
point is,
No,
when they're
no.
doing that though, it's interesting because they have better technology, all kinds of cool effects to
Yeah.
just add a new spin to it. But yeah. Any final thoughts? Nope. All right, Joseph, outro.
All right, cool. All right, thank you so much, you guys. If you listened to the end, we appreciate it. All our Instagrams are down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Even though it's sounds repetitive, check us out. Let us know if you have other songs that you guys think that we should review. Doesn't matter